Cats are the most loving and caring creatures and are definitely everyone's favorite. These cute and graceful creatures make our lives happier and more fun. Most families have cats as pets, who are just like members of their family for them. But it can sometimes get difficult to understand what your pets are up to. It is possible that your pet is at its best behavior in front of you, but behind you they might be doing things out of your imagination. After all, you cannot always keep an eye on them. And this story of Miss Kitty, the Jonas cat, has taken the whole Jonas family on a roller coaster ride and has done things that would be unbelievable for people to even think of. And when the neighbors caught Miss Kitty, the family of Miss Kitty was in for the surprise of a lifetime. Frank and Ann Jonas have been married for 3 years now, and both of them are animal lovers. They together got a cat and named her Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty was a white Persian cat, and the couple loved her dearly. Both Ann and Frank always took care of Miss Kitty, and she was like their own child. They had always thought that Kitty was a calm and lovely pet, but they were soon going to be proven wrong when they will find out something beyond belief. Frank and Ann had been living near a trailer park in South Carolina since their marriage. The town was a small one and the neighborhood was the best part of the place. Everyone was very friendly around, and it felt comfortable. The most amazing thing of living in a small town is that people living around you know you really well. You are on talking terms with everyone around you, and it's like a big happy family. Families are so close to each other that they even know the names of each other's pets. The neighbors were socially amiable people, and all of them used to get their pets for a walk in the park where all the dogs used to play with each other, and the cats among themselves, Miss Kitty being one of them. The relation between dogs and cats is known to be not a really friendly one. The two haven't gotten along with each other in almost all the cases, and what Miss Kitty was going to do would make you think twice before keeping a dog and a cat together as pets. While there were a lot of cats in the neighborhood, Miss Kitty was particularly everyone's favorite. All white and well-groomed Miss Kitty stood out from all the other cats, but people were unaware of her real face. Kitty was a very social cat, or so the people around her perceived. She seemed to be friendly towards people, but soon all these misconceptions were going to change. She was going to do something unthinkable, and everything will be out of sorts. The family just next to the Jonas house had a pet dog named Smoochie. Smoochie was a black cocker spaniel, very naughty and hyperactive. The life of Kitty took a turn when she saw that Smoochie was pregnant. Kitty seemed to be of a very calm and composed nature. She always listened to what Ann and Frank told her and had never been a naughty cat. She roamed around exploring things till the time she was allowed and stayed home when asked to. But there was something about Kitty that was not fine recently. She seemed like she was changing, and it did not look like it was a good change. She was up to something very strange, and neighbors were speechless when they found it out. Smoochie had finally given birth to 5 black puppies who all looked exactly like her. Her family was more than happy to welcome this cute and large litter of cocker spaniels in their house. Everyone seemed happy, but there was someone who had been noticing all of Smoochie's steps as to what she did around what time was she around her puppies, and when they were alone. Yes, this someone was Kitty. She had some plans in her mind. Smoochie had a totally contrasting nature to Kitty's. She was never calm, always running around, and hardly ever at home. She loved roaming around the neighborhood, and everyone knew her as the naughty one. After the puppies were born, Smoochie's family noticed something very weird. Just after 3 days of their birth, one of the puppies went missing. No one could understand where could the little one go. Smoochie was also not aware of it. This weird event continued, and the very next day, another puppy went missing. The family had not been able to find the first puppy, and the next one was also gone now. What was even happening? Was there a thief in their neighborhood? After 2 puppies went missing, the neighbors kept vigilance at everyone around them because they wanted to help Smoochie and her family. But they had not expected to see any of what they saw next. In the evening, when some neighbors were having a good time with their children and pets in the trailer park, they noticed that Kitty was carrying a black puppy in her mouth, and she went and hid somewhere after that. And that is when Smoochie's family told everyone that a 3rd puppy had been missing since that afternoon. The people who had seen Kitty carrying the puppy could not understand what she was doing with the puppies, but they were now scared. On the same day, all 5 puppies went missing, and Smoochie's family was really heartbroken now. That is when the neighbors informed Smoochie's, as well as Kitty's family, that they had seen Kitty carrying the puppies in her mouth. Everyone was speechless now. That is when Anne and Frank realized that Kitty had been keeping herself too busy for a few days, and they did not know where and how. But it was very difficult for them to believe that their Kitty could do something like that. Everyone started searching for Kitty. While all the people of the neighborhood were busy finding Kitty, she was on one corner of the park, inside a trailer, working on her plan. And that is when one of the neighbors saw Miss Kitty hiding inside a trailer. Everybody ran towards the trailer to see what was Kitty even up to. All of them had thought that she was a friendly cat, but then why had she stolen Smoochie's puppies? Were they even alive? And when they peeped inside the trailer, everyone was taken back. The neighbors saw Kitty hidden in a corner of the trailer, and she was not alone. She was surrounded by the litter, and they were all safe. All of the puppies were with Kitty, but why? What was her plan? Why did she steal them that way? Miss Kitty had been pregnant some time ago. Anne and Frank were more than excited, and they prepared Kitty for the big day, doing all that they knew of. She had stopped going outside as much as she used to at some point, and was in safe conditions. After about 2 months, Miss Kitty went into labor, and that is when things took a turn. Kitty gave birth to multiple kittens, but none of them survived. And the reason was unclear because, as per Anne and Frank, they had looked after everything with proper care. Even during her pregnancy, Kitty had acted strangely at times. Her appetite decreased drastically, and her body temperature also dropped. And it is very common for animals to not have a successful birth if they're pregnant for the first time. People really think that animals do not have feelings, but they are really wrong. Kitty had a really hard time to accept what had happened, and it showed in her actions. She was always so sad and had stopped stepping out of her house also. While Kitty was dealing with a very hard and difficult time of her life, Smoochie on the other side was too young to be pregnant, and that is why she did not really have any feeling to take care of her litter. She wasn't able to get attached to them. It was too early for her to have the responsibilities of motherhood. Smoochie was not at all tendering to her babies, and she did not even nurse them. The family was really worried because they were afraid that the puppies would suffer because of this. Smoochie was not interested in even keeping them safe. Smoochie did not care about the puppies, and the puppies, on the other hand, really needed their mother in order to survive in their first few days. But no matter how hard the family tried, Smoochie paid no attention to her litter. Kitty had not been able to get over the fact that none of her kittens had survived, and so she was elated when she saw Smoochie's litter in front of her. Moreover, she could see that Smoochie had been ignoring them all this while. The newly born litter needed affection, warmth, and care of a mother, and their own mother was unable to do so for them. Kitty started taking rounds of Smoochie's yard every day before she made up her mind to carry forward her plan. Kitty had planned that if Smoochie was not going to love her litter, then maybe she could do it for them, because after all, that is all that the newlyborns need. Yes, she had decided that she would take care of the puppies. Miss Kitty had taken the litter to the trailer one by one and was actually nursing them and taking care of them. She had become a motherly figure for them, and Kitty was more than happy to be able to be around the puppies. Miss Kitty's body was surprisingly still responding to her pregnancy, and above that, her instincts kicked in when she was around the puppies. And that is why her body kept producing the milk, and that was one thing that Smoochie was not bothered to give to her puppies. After seeing how smoothly things were handled by Kitty, both the families decided that there was no harm in Kitty taking care of the puppies, and that they would not stop her from doing so either. It seemed like the perfect timings and fate had collided for Kitty and the litter to be together. Mother Nature had really been working as a miracle in Kitty's case post her pregnancy, and the families were happy to let things be the way they were. This incident has been no less than a miracle for all the residents of Trailer Park. It was really not a normal occurrence that a cat was taking care of puppies, when it is known that cats and dogs don't get along. But as it is said, a mother's love is the greatest love. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked our video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.